Hello everyone, it's a pleasure for me to be hosting this year's Poetry Slam for Peace. My name is Mai Garces, I'm Chilean, I'm a teacher, a cultural manager, amongst other things. And I cannot say that I'm a poet yet, but I have been writing poetry for some time now and surrounding myself with wonderful poets here in Chile and in other parts as well. The community here of slam poetry is very small still, but it's a very energetic group, and we meet monthly. There are some competitions, very friendly competitions that encourages us to keep learning from each other and to keep expressing and utilizing this wonderful tool that is language and rhythm. So it's been a pleasure to be surrounded by poetry, and the same as we're going to be surrounded by inspiring poetry today by poets from all around the world. The Poetry Slam for Peace is not a competition. Rather, it encompasses individual poetic voices focusing on creativity and authenticity, fostering an environment of equality, diversity, and progress. The poets and spoken word artists that we will see today communicate to encourage dialogue and collaboration. There is a strong emotional resonance with the values of peace and unity and social awareness, with a strong commitment to social empowerment through dynamic and diverse cultural exchanges. I invite you all to sit, relax, and be inspired by poetry from all around the world.
Sometimes there's a song at the tip of my lips and I can feel the beats. It starts slow, then ticky ticky swish, the melody slips in. Before you know it, it's 1, 2, 3. The movers in my feet like a salsa beat that connects me, that connects you to our heartbeats, boom, boom, to our heartbeats, boom, boom. And pas de bourrée, we move in sync, you and me, lost in the whirlwind of love. Our passion was fluid, like a river in full speed, rolling over our rocky family blocks. We were meant to be. Can't you see? Then everything dissolved, like the sands of time rotating in an hourglass. I find myself spinning. Was it all a dream? Then your kiss found me, awoke me from the endless trance. You showed me something old. You made me remember that I could be more, that I am strong. Embracing the cold, we soared through starless nights of what could be and forget-me-nots until it dropped. Like a falling tree branch, I crumbled. But bouncing back up, I caught the pill in my mouth. Falling through the looking glass, you reached your hand out to me, saving me from the me that was sabotaging me. And brushing the hair from my face, I fell into your eyes. I knew you. I know you. You pulled me up on your magic carpet and showed me. Did you know that one can love 1,000 times and die 1,000 times more in the span of a moonrise, and be reborn at the break of dawn? Our days have become weeks, and weeks have become months. Months are years, and years have become lifetimes. I've been bitten by angel at twilight, and I've succumbed to the endlessness of this life. But sometimes there's a song at the tip of my lips, and I can feel the beats. It starts off slow, then ticky ticky swish, the melody slips in. Before you know it, it's 1, 2, 3. The movers in my feet like a salsa beat. And a new journey, a new hunt, a new love, a new lifetime begins.
Brothers, sisters, victims of time and space, our skeletons have been forced to flee our bodies, but regardless of that, we are forced to stay silent and strong, which is wrong. Look, laws and policies that are supposed to oversee our lives are now crippling our souls. Governments are failing women and girls, yet they are the vulnerable. Rich people are getting richer and richer at the expense of poor people, and poor people are not getting poorer and poorer. They are dying because it's survival of the richest. It's either you are rich or you perish. We graduate to be unemployed and battered by the police for our peaceful demonstrations. And while we remain unemployed, bruised and deceived, presidents and politicians are saving themselves, saying they are saving their time instead of saving their people. And nowadays skin color is a crime. Police are shooting and killing people because they are black, and black should crack. What happened to the spirit of brotherhood? It has never been there. Look at the struggles and wars that have always been fought. It is human against human. It's black against white, male against female, state against these people, police against civilians. We are all men, but we are all villains. No one is better than the other. Look, this life has always been a struggle from the beginning, and it's getting worse and worse. Grumpy people are bombing marketplaces and airports to be heard. Confused and ignorant bodies are confusing our hashtag messages with acts of terrorism. Black lives matter. This flag I shall not forget, and bring back our girls among the most who always stand as humanity goals. We unite and integrate to exit. We marry to divorce one another because there is no love. Look, you can shoot and kill your girlfriend in a bathroom and get 6 years in jail, says a judge who knows best, not me. Offshore accounts have always been a life of fear of responsibility by the responsibly irresponsible and corrupt citizens of this world. That is why we fail to fight diseases like AIDS, cancer and TB due to lack of funds. Borders are heavily sold with people who can't take it anymore in their countries, and other countries say no, they can't take any more people, and they call them migrants instead of humans. And many times the so-called migrants drown in oceans and seas trying to get to those countries. What happened to the spirit of extending an olive branch? It is dead. It is no more. And nowadays, everything negative is a business to some, probably to all of us here. It is just that some closets are deeper than others, so let's just accept it and move on. There are more important things than individual personal choices. Our choices are our voices, so let's support one another as humans and strive for a common cause, which is humanity. Let us not fight for this or that. Let's promote this and that, but most of all, let's promote love. Let us promote love and peace, and we shall experience life for the first time. We should understand that it's not about black or white, it's about humanity. It is not about this or that flag, it's about humanity. So let us love one another and make a peaceful world, and we shall experience life for the first time.
Have you ever thought that drinking wine is like asking yourself to be happy somehow? Have you ever thought that dying means that you'll become nothing? And this nothing means that you will not be able to cry anymore, to laugh, to kiss, to love. When you want love to be like you, is that fair for the person you are supposed to love? Is that fair for the people around you? Caroline, follow the truth. What if truth is that you are selfish? What if truth is that there is no love? I never eat in the mornings. It seems like wasting time for feeding my loneliness. Don't get me wrong, I am not alone. I just feel lonely sometimes. Lonely as the clouds and not the sky. Lonely as a child who wants to scream for ice cream, but their parents are poor. Caroline, follow the past, they say. What if you could change the past? Would you dream differently? Would you brace your teeth every night before you go to bed? Would you love yourself every night before you go to bed? Would you breathe differently? More than your heart beats every night, you feel like dying tonight. Caroline, would you die for a dream? Would that dream be you or something about you? Caroline, try to dream more about you and not only about the world around you. You can fix everything that goes wrong. Caroline, sometimes you are the tree and some other times you are the one who waters the tree. Don't forget your power. Caroline, you are so powerful. Caroline, follow your feelings. What if feelings is something you created in your mind in order to wait for someone or something to come? I used to wait. I used to stay on bed all day feeling that this world is too much for me. Feeling sad all the time and bad about myself. Now I try. Now I try not to cry. Now I try to spread humanity. There are no limits to kindness. Now I don't wait for the day to come. Now I create my feelings by respecting myself and all the others. Caroline, follow the trust. What if trust means falling? What if falling means to trust? Caroline, you can become the universe. You don't need gravity. Caroline, you need to rest. Always following the others. Sometimes happiness makes you fake. You were born to show the others how to be strong. But now you need to be strong. Now you need to think a bit about yourself, your mind and body. Caroline, go to sleep. Go to sleep. If you wake up during the night and you feel like you want to sleep more, Caroline, go back to bed. Go back to bed. If you wake up in the morning and you feel like enjoying life, Caroline, go out and enjoy life. Go out and enjoy life. Caroline, choose life. Choose life.
As within, so without. As above, so below. Patterns over patterns over patterns. We see something as something else. We understand this world in other shapes, other principles that helps us navigate the mystery of being alive today. A fractal existence. A world of suffering, a wise man would say. So, let go of suffering. That's a choice you can make. But where is the balance between letting go of my suffering but not my responsibility? When the suffering is mine, I'm desperate for a way out. But my privilege allows me to find a way to break out. So I'm able to breathe. I am able to thrive. But how many people am I leaving behind? Am I pushing the boundaries that leave them exposed by not sharing the findings I've been able to compose? I like to look in a microscope or experiences of suffering and trauma. How do they look? How do they taste? Is it only drama? If my little choices today affect others in a far corner of this globe, will I be brave enough to act on what is uncomfortable for the sake of others or for the love of my life? Which is your life? Which is your life? Which is your life? If I just let go and have peace, can I intentionally steer my power to help others find relief? To never let go of my responsibility to allow others to live their own joy next to me? And what about me? Can I trust enough to live this utopia closely with another human? Or should I keep playing to be a superhuman? As within, so without. As above, so below. Patterns over patterns over patterns. We see something as something else. We understand this world in other shapes, other principles that helps us navigate the mystery of being alive today. A fractal existence.
Hello, my name is Arnold Adrian from Ghana, and this is titled Asumdre, which means peace of mind. My search for peace began when I fell into the dark abyss of depression, into the bottomless pit of self-loathing. I hated myself, for life had lost its color. I became the hangman of my world turned upside down. But depression comes with gifts for those who surrender to it. So in the midst of the dark night of my soul, depression gave me something to fill this hole. A beautiful smile to mask my pain. And just like the alchemist of old, just like Okonkwo Anoche, just like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, just like Nelson Mandela, I surrendered to the burning flames. My search for peace led me to hell. And as I descended into Hades, I was accompanied by Virgil. But my Virgil was not kind. My Virgil was negative self-talk and perfectionism. My descent into hell was the beginning of my awakening, the beginning of my fool's journey. And as I descended deeper into the 9 realms, all that was not true, all that was chaff, all that was false was burnt with the flames. All that was pure, all that was green, all that was sincere was born with the flames. Hell simultaneously gave birth to heaven, irrevocably inseparable, the birth of Siamese twins. And as I witnessed this cosmic dance, a phoenix was born. I found peace in hell. I found heaven in the middle of hell. I found peace in absolute.
In my country, people are burning down other people. Forests are getting white from the ashes of our humanity that is burned and gone from our hearts. Lies are flying above our head and we get used to them, as we get used to violence in our day, as we get used to racism in front of our eyes. My country is not burning from the wildfires. My country is burning from the lack of humanity. My country suffers from amnesia and forgot how to protect their children. My country misspelled murder with suicide. Is a spoiled kid who forgot their good manners. A bully who defines themselves with terrifying the other kids and forgot to love other people. Don't be this child. Trust again the soul sitting next to you. Wear the suits of the feet that hurt you. Remember the wounds of your body, but don't let them rule your soul. Don't let your wounds be a burden that draws you down, but rebirth them as silks that will protect you. I know that you don't owe me anything. I know that my words coming out of my mouth sounds as the biggest lies to you. But please, you do have to believe me. Believe again in the morning smiles. Believe again in the hand that is hanging there for you. Believe again in the fall that will make you stronger. Believe again in me. Believe again in yourself. Find someone who will love you when you're collecting the pieces of your last car accident from the path you chose. And instead of a bunch of glasses, he will see the most beautiful mosaic. And he will put your pieces together with a golden glow. Find someone who will love you for all the scars of your body and your heart, and will give you unique names to each one. Find someone who will love you when you're burning your food and your head to dead ends. Find someone who will love you when you want to quit everything. And if you don't find him, it's okay. Just make sure that you are the one who will love you in all your damaged glory. Because my country is you.
Blacklist me for Buffy St. Marie. None of my ancestors are on the radio. None of my ancestors are, but my sister refurbished an 8-track, and I want Buffy in her purest form. Indians huddled in a basement somewhere, listening to bootleg tapes, except the basement's not a basement. It's a truck bed. Someone's uncle's GMC wheedling over a lip of river, 'cause the best thing about rock and roll is you don't have to do anything right to survive. You don't even have to make sense to a white English professor who wants chronology when I want Buffy and a truck careening into the horizon. I want the explosion as grand as cicadas amping out the sound of the night as the 8-track rolls, and Buffy lives forever instead of on some balding president's blacklist and through the smoke. I almost want to mistake a splinter of moonlight for her yellow dress. All the Indians dusting themselves off and laughing at the smolder. The little wheel spin and spin, the little wheel spin.
Taita inti huacharishka kay pachakunapi. Shina kallarinchik takikunawan mushu pachata. Kapak raymi punchakunami chayamushka.
Why don't you go back to where you came from? It strikes me as a valid question. Sure, maybe meant rhetorically as more of a suggestion, but when I take the time to ponder why I don't go back to where I'm from, it becomes plain. It's obvious. I don't know where I belong. I was born in London, England, and English is my only tongue, but there I was always an outsider. I knew that from very young. Too much melanin in my skin for the timid British sun. But what I didn't know was from where my melanin had come. I mean, obviously, I could see most recently I'd inherited it from my mum, but beyond my mother, beyond her parents and theirs, all styled Jamaican, I am keenly aware. Yes, acutely aware that my ancestors were taken, were chained and shipped and pained and stripped and trained and whipped and forsaken, rebranded, renamed and made property, my African, culturally reshapen. Those are the facts of history. His story, as told by that famed he, means my story is forever misspelt, for it is mystery. I can't trace my heritage back hundreds of years. The roots have been cut from my family tree, adopting a false identity. That's my legacy of slavery. Why don't I go back to where I came from, as if I chose my place, as if I'm grateful for these oppressions, grateful to have been displaced, as if I didn't lose everything when my heritage was defaced, as if I could even go back if I wanted to, as if my memories weren't systematically erased. Why don't I go back to where I came from? It strikes a blow, as likely intended. But this question holds such potential, if not asked rhetorically, but instead left open-ended. I like to imagine what a world would have if people could readily summon the courage to ask such questions compassionately, if that kind of storytelling were more encouraged. Not these plotless gifts and silly story reels that fill our heads up daily, but real stories of struggle and oppression and overcoming.
If we shared those stories more, then maybe
we could all go back to where we came from, to that seed of equality's creation, before we were so obsessed with dehumanization, before we liked to define ourselves with flags and colorization. Maybe we could go back there so we can move forward. That's what I'd call innovation, because while I may not know where I belong or what place I should call my home, there is something even more important that I most assuredly know. I know that people struggle and people suffer when people are bid to fight, but people prosper and people are strengthened when people communicate and people unite. Thank you.
At first I was a seed in the soft brown earth, and when they urged me to be born, I told them no. I know that what's out there can be cruel and unforgiving, and I can no longer bear witness to the suffering of living, so thank you politely, but no, I refuse to be born. They said, thank you politely, but before you were a seed, you were a god. And before you were a god, you were the world, and it's foolish to run from your own decisions. So I burst forth into the world again, mouth wide screaming and covered in blood. My body remained small, like the island it grew from. And in time I learned to fold myself in just like her. We let them domesticate us, tiny island. Pour concrete over us. Ashamed of the mud and blood that makes up our material, we made it mean ugly. Let dirt become a dirty thing you wash away with powders. We lost the language we used to commune, to speak. Now we sit in the cities like frogs in a soup pot, and we know and we realize the slow rising heat. Forest, I am your lost daughter. Did someone forget me? I miss a home I've never even been to. Don't try to console me. I am a refuge for endangered trees. I carry them like refugees, like I'm their feeble, inflatable boat. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think we're going to make it. And when native chiefs gathered and spoke and decided to surrender, the forceful invader, crazed in oppression, smells of sweet milk and sticky bread. We know when our battles are bigger than us. Now we go for coffees and pretend we belong here, and the pavements, the schools, and the systems we chose, and our bodies are heaving under cigarette smoke. No wonder the living is shaking us mindless. Well, I declare myself a native of the earth from which I came from, and with it comes a knowing of my freedom. Tattoo my body, my face. I want everyone who sees me to remember the dignity and purpose of our being here on earth. Sister, you look like a native woman, poured into modern clothes. Brother, you look like the mountain. They dug out a chunk of your rib cage mining for gravel. Did you notice? I look around helpless for someone to blame. A room full of mirrors, our ancient selves and their decisions.
Strong, potent and solid. We're mighty, yet shaken. We tremble, shudder, shiver. We are a river of calm, cool and collected, quiet, still and smooth. Smooth is the mood of love through mood ring eyes. We try, for we are challenged, taxed, tested, arrested. Intensify, a people in defense of thy humanness, seriously and not so serious. Delirious child, turbulently mild, mildly wild. We are love, we are seething, gullible children believing, understanding and demanding, yet easy, oh so breezy, protective, corrective. We are love.
La verdad se ve desde lo alto. La historia se puede ver en la distancia. El mensajero llegó para abrir el oráculo. Ahí fue cuando la encontré y habló con miles de voces atrapadas en el tiempo. Soy lo que llamas magia ancestral. Soy el ser más viejo del universo. Vivo en el corazón de todas las criaturas esperando el momento de despertar.
Deep at the center and source of all things and values, all creation is one. A gargantuan multiplicity of variety emanating from a common magnificent source. From beauty, truth, and goodness, all life, all things, spiritual, intellectual, and material evolved. One supreme, many faces. The human family is one. Peace to this one human family. Man and woman made he in the beginning. If so, you ever sat to ask yourself, where from all these varieties of skin shades and colors? When we look into the cosmos with our powerful telescopes, what do we see? Do we see monotony or do we see diversity? It's a necessary coexistence of varieties of creations living in the cosmos, man inclusive. Obviously, the Creator has eyes and intelligence for beautiful variety. Creation didn't emerge from a boring creator after all. He made red, he made orange, he made yellow, he made green, he made blue, he made indigo, he made violet. He made man in all these skin shades, today evolved into what we call black and white. He looked at all these shades and he was pleased. He allowed them to be and to evolve. His least intelligent creations, however, mortals, look at this array of beauty and they gnaw their teeth. That which is seen through the Creator's eyes as beauty, man sees as enemy, unfortunately. Oh man, wake up from your slumber. Look at your frail body. Will you just equate yourself to a body? Now tell me, man, who are you? Kindly answer this question without your name, job title, things you've done, friends, family connections. Are you able to find an answer? What is it? Tell me. Look beyond your body, O man. Know ye not that your true garments are more beautiful than your perceived body and its attachments? If you had eyes to see, you will see energy systems on display and not black and white biological garments. Wisdom has taught me that celebrating our oneness and diverse nature is the way forward.
I am a girl in Nepal in the beautiful mountains. The sun is on the horizon. I'm getting older, and with the passing of time, I start to feel like the world is set against me. I'm a girl. On the side of a riverbed, breaking stones, burning to dust, washing dishes and clothes. Working, earning in someone else's home. In the fields, in a city hotel. Sleeping in the alley between the big buildings, under a piece of plastic, or in a mud house. Somehow, I feel like I'm failing. I'm a girl. I begin to dream. I want to be a doctor, an engineer, a pilot, a teacher. But I'm told that I'm a girl who can't get an education, knowledge and opportunities. I'll have to get married and go to my husband's house. Spending on my education would be a waste of money. So I work in the kitchen, in the fields, like all the women who came before me. I'm a girl. I sleep in the cow shed, outside on the floor, in the cold, on a pile of hay with the animals. I can't touch anything or do certain things for 5 days of the month because I'm suffering from something that I can't control when I have my period. I'm a girl, turning into a young woman. I have feelings that I never had before. Everyone says it's time for me to get married. There are rules according to my caste, my age, my family, my wealth. But what about me? Why didn't anybody ask me if I was ready? I feel too young. I don't feel mature. Is this for society to decide? But what about when society took innocent and illiterate girls to be trafficked, sold and forced to become a prostitute in a brothel? But what about the Sati Pratha when society forced women to jump in the fire where their dead husband burned? Who decided it was okay for so many women to live in fear in their own homes of fathers, brothers and husbands? I dig my feelings deep into the depths of my heart. Dear mother, I cannot breathe. In this tradition, somewhere in between rich and poor, somewhere in between higher and lower caste, somewhere between discrimination, is me, a girl. Let this all pass. Let's bring a change and make this a new Nepal, a new world. Let's make our failures the beginning for the path to success. I'm a girl, and I cannot suppress my feeling. I'll not spoil my life. I'll not ignore my opportunities waiting in front of me like a new day. I am going to defeat this. The sun is on the horizon, and I'm dreaming, but I am awake. I'm a girl, but not a failure. Not anymore. I'm a girl, and I'm better than you think, sturdier than I look, smarter than you know, braver than I show, and obviously stronger than you believe. I'm a girl. I'll be the first to go to school, to get an education, to have chances, to love and express my love. The earth will not be destroyed by me making my own decisions. I can be like Miss Maggie Duane, Florence Nightingale, or Mother Teresa, or Gandhi, or whatever I want. I will not stumble. I'm going to shake up the world from the corners and light up the sky with my laugh. And instead of breaking rocks, I am going to rock the world. I'll wash away old traditions while I wash dishes and clothes. And when I plant in the fields, I'll plant a new future, a new path, one of equality. I'll be the first. The sun is on the horizon and the day has come. I woke up and realized the world was behind me, fighting for me, cheering for me, set up for me to thrive and succeed. This is a place where I will leave my mark. And when I have done everything I needed to do, they will say, she was the first.
Are the foundation of the future. I, action is crucial. I, all the rock. I are the solution. Day by day you do unto others you would have them do unto you. Judge me not by what I seem to be. Judge me by what I say and I do. Give what you got and you get what you give. Keep it consistent, keep it positive. I are the foundation of the future. Action is crucial. I on the rock. I are the solution. Knock me down, I will get up. If you are right, then I will keep quiet. Truth is the self-same reality. No guarantee, nothing's for free. Follow your passion, you follow your dream. Things aren't always what they seem. I are the foundation of the future. I action is crucial.